Hey everybody, Chris Silverman here. So today I'm bringing you another easy peasy DIY project. I say easy peasy because I want to do my best to use minimal materials for a quality job. Let's do it. So what I'm going to be doing is building a chalkboard, a do-it-yourself chalkboard. So this is the type of material I'm going to be using. Now you can use all sorts of types of material. I had a friend who actually built his own chalkboard out of concrete board. That stuff, the underlayment stuff that you use to put tile onto. I'm using underlayment also, but mine's that thin wood. See? It's the cheapest I could find. And it's still pretty substantial that I think it's gonna work a-okay. So, I'll also be using chalkboard paint. I got this stuff from Lowe's, the hardware store. Lowe's, the home improvement store. Aha. So, I'm gonna put 2 coats on my flooring underlayment, and I'll be right back. I'll do 1 coat and then I'll be back. All right, here it is. 1 coat. Obviously you can see it's gonna take another coat. And so my wife has decided that so this is for my wife. She has decided on the measurement. Now this comes in a 4x8 sheet. I'm gonna cut it down to 5 foot by 3 foot with my table saw. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Actually, I'm gonna use a skill saw and then I'll do it. All right. I'm also gonna build a border around this thing. And what I'm gonna use is cedar planks. It's the same stuff that this house is wrapped in. I'm gonna cut it down though. So this is, what do you call that? Slanted, beveled? No. It's thicker on one side and it's thin on the other side. So basically, you install this on your home, thin side up, and then you put the next sheet right on top of it. Well, this is a $100 bundle. You can only buy it in a bundle. But for me, it's left over. So the cheap way for you to go and get your own would be just to buy some trim boards. And you can find all sorts of trim boards, from PVC to cedar to pine to pine and prime. The white prime boards. Really, truly, you can use whatever you want. But for me, this was left over from quite a few projects. So this is what I'm going to be using. And this stuff smells so good. Cedar smells so good. All right, so I'm gonna put this on my table saw and I'm gonna cut it 3 inches. I'm gonna cut it 3 inches. All right, so I cut both sides of the board 3 inches. This is my thicker side. So as you can see, this is a little thicker versus this one. It's the thin side. So there's not much there, and I think I'll just use the thick one because thicker is better. All right, now that I have decided which board I'm going to use, the thicker board, I'm now going to use my miter to cut a 45-degree angle and piece my border together. I gotta plug in. All right, last one. Now let's go ahead and piece this thing together. All right, just to piece it together, lay it on the ground like that, flat surface. What I'm using is some T10 screws. I believe this one's a 2.5 inch. And the reason why I'm using it is because I use it at work all the time and it's what I have. So if you want to buy some decent screws, it's going to be about, I think that's about 8, 9, and it's a little less than $10. You could also use a finish nailer nail gun, but I don't have any nails and I just use these all the time anyway, so I'm just gonna use them. I'm gonna tie it together and put this right on the top, somewhere in there. So I'm gonna do it. All right, I did it. It's in there. Pretty nice. Let's do this side. Nice. Okay, got my picture frame ready. Got my chalkboard ready. Now to place this one on this one, and I'm trying to figure out if I should go ahead and get some glue and glue it on, or get some kind of screw and screw it on from the back, which I think that's what I want to do. I think it's what I'll do. Let's go find some screws. Grab that. All right, got my picture frame face down. Got my board on top of that. And as you can see, it's a little recessed. I got 1 inch on all 4 sides. The reason is so that when I put it on the wall, you won't be able to see this board. So I'm gonna use these little screws to screw it in from the back all the way around. All right, I went around the whole thing and I put in screws all the way around. So that's really gonna keep this board in place. These screws are actually used for door hinges. So if you wanna use the same kind, you know what kind I'm using. And a little thing is, you don't want to get it too far in there because it has the potential to crack your trim board, and you don't want to do that. All right, time for the big sexy reveal. Bam! So I put these screws in the top and on the bottom, so that way when it's hanging up, you're not going to be able to see it. Man, don't that cedar look good? Man, oh man, it looks really good. It looks really good. So next up is to go ahead and clean it up and put a second coat on my board. And then we'll hang it.